Coming up on Around San Diego, local lawmakers take aim at the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. They are willing to risk a shutdown instead of approving more money for Homeland Security. And trial delayed while a judge pushed back the date of a South Bay man accused of killing his wife more than 5 years ago. Plus, paid parking at Balboa Park continues to face pushback, how the mayor is responding to calls to reconsider that program. Hello and welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day, and I'll get you caught up on our top stories of the week so far, and we'll look ahead at what's to come around San Diego. So right now, members of San Diego's congressional delegation are condemning what they call a militarized and deadly immigration crackdown under President Trump and DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Representatives Scott Peters, Sarah Jacobs, Juan Vargas, and Mike Levin held a news conference this week where they cited recent ICE and Border Patrol operations that left U.S. citizens dead and children detained. The lawmakers vowed to block Homeland Security funding unless strict new limits and oversight are added for ICE.
We're all for supporting border enforcement. We want to get rid of the bad guys, but we don't want to be making our communities less safe and literally killing our own citizens. That is not acceptable.
So there were also calls to impeach Noem and dismantle ICE and replace it with a new enforcement agency they say would better respect civil rights. And right now, county leaders are limiting federal access to their facilities. Supervisors approved a new ordinance requiring federal agents to have a judicial warrant before entering non-public areas of county property. The measure also calls for an annual report detailing Homeland Security activity and interactions with the sheriff's office. It takes effect in 30 days. Meantime, San Diego police are now investigating after Escondido police shot a man this week. Police say it started when staff at a halfway house called for help, reporting a man was cutting himself and refusing to put a knife down. Officers say they were able to de-escalate and left the scene, but were called back a short time later. This time, police say the man was outside carrying a knife and a large stick. An officer says they encountered him in an alley where the man refused to drop that stick and charged, prompting the officer to open fire.
10 shots went off. I didn't see anything, but I definitely heard all of it because it was right outside my window. He was yelling the whole time. He was like, "I don't want help, I don't want help. I don't want help, I don't want help." And he was just yelling it for like 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, the man was taken to the hospital in critical condition. San Diego police, again, are investigating, which is standard protocol. Well, a school employee is under arrest accused of sexually abusing a minor. The sheriff's department says they began investigating allegations in September and then this week arrested 55-year-old Kent Cable. Authorities say Cable is employed by the Lakeside Union School District in a non-teaching role. Well, now to the woman accused in the hit-and-run death of a 6-year-old boy in Pacific Beach. 32-year-old Tiffany Sanchez has pleaded not guilty. The victim, Hudson O'Laughlin, had been out on a family bike ride. Bail for Sanchez was increased from $50,000 to $150,000, and she was taken back into custody.
Please do not allow another delay. Please allow this case to move forward while my parents are still here.
That is the sister of Maya Miliete pleading to the judge to not delay Larry Miliete's murder trial again, but it was approved and is now expected to begin in May instead of March. Larry is accused of murdering Maya, who disappeared 5 years ago. Her body still never found. Larry's attorneys requested a delay, citing a death in one of their own families. And investigators are trying to figure out what caused a big fire at a Spring Valley strip mall early Monday morning. It broke out near Worthington Street and Paradise Valley Road. It took crews more than an hour to put out that fire. 2 businesses are destroyed and 2 others are badly damaged. Investigators believe the fire started inside of a skate apparel shop, but have not yet said how. Fire crews estimate the total damage to be more than $4 million. Well, right now, a proposal for free Sunday parking at Balboa Park is not moving forward. The City Council's Rules Committee deadlocked on the proposal. Now, council members will consider another proposal to suspend the fees for San Diego residents. A vote is expected on February 9th. Meantime, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria did join us in studio this week to talk about the new fees. Here is part of that conversation, including his reaction to calls to reconsider the paid parking program.
My fear, you guys, is that there's not been a mayor that's come in this studio in the last generation that hasn't talked about a budget deficit. And increasingly, balancing the budget is being done on the backs of civic jewels like Balboa Park. If we can get the park off of the general fund such that when we have a shortfall, that we're not taking it out of tree trimming in Balboa Park or park rangers in the park, this is what's going to keep the park accessible, equitable, useful, and beloved by our folks. So it's not easy. Change is never easy, but we are implementing this change. It reflects best in class across the nation. Other big parks like this and other cities operate the same way. And again, my commitment is with the data, if we're seeing that we're not getting the outcomes that we want of the parking turnover, the parking management, we'll make modifications.
We'll certainly keep you posted. Mayor, thank you. Well, still ahead, how the city is trying to make some of its most dangerous intersections safer. Plus, the passionate debate about putting a tax on second homes and vacation rentals in San Diego, what the City Council committee just decided. Welcome back. A contract that lets ICE use an Escondido police firing range is drawing scrutiny. The contract was recently renewed, and police say this agreement has existed for years. They say Escondido officers do not train with ICE or collaborate with the agency. Police say they are compliant with Senate Bill 54, which limits local law enforcement cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. San Diego Councilmember Marnie Von Wilpert, though, who is running for Congress in the newly redrawn 48th District, is urging the city of Escondido to cancel that agreement.
We here in local government need to use all the resources we can to protect our communities against these unlawful tactics by ICE.
The mayor of Escondido says the city council was not aware of the contract. Actually, it was approved administratively by the Escondido Police Department. Well, a proposed tax on empty second homes and vacation rentals is not moving forward. The City Council's Rules Committee just voted down the plan. Supporters argued the tax could bring in millions and free up housing, but opponents warned that it would hurt families, small property owners, and tourism. Well, now to an update on the San Diego Rodeo. A judge ruled the event can continue. The ruling follows a lawsuit filed against the Padres and C5 Rodeo. The suit alleged incidents of animal cruelty during previous rodeos, including one in 2024 when a horse named Waco Kid slammed into a barricade and later died. So the judge is requiring the rodeo to provide additional veterinary care and ruled pregnant horses may not participate. Well, tens of thousands of healthcare workers with Kaiser Permanente have been on strike. Union members promised to stay off the job until they reach a contract agreement with Kaiser. Kaiser says it plans to ensure members still get safe and high-quality care. It says hospitals will stay open, but warns some pharmacies may close and non-urgent appointments and elective surgeries may need to be rescheduled. Hey, and the city of San Diego has come up with a list naming its most dangerous intersections, warning they need urgent attention. So just this past weekend, even, a devastating crash at one of those sites brought even more attention to the problem. CBS 8's Alex Lai has more on the crash and the city's plan to make these dangerous intersections safer.
Well, as you can see, this is a very high traffic intersection with cars flying in, coming off the freeway, and many people trying to cross the street with no crosswalk. Now, just 2 days after the city put out safety recommendations for this intersection at 15th Street and F Street, a major collision happened Saturday night. San Diego police say a car speeding westbound on F Street hit the side of a car crossing the street, then hit a parked car and pushed it into another. Several people were hurt, one with a brain bleed and ruptured diaphragm. Police say the driver was arrested for DUI.
I believe this to be a very high-speed crash, and this section of roadway is actually a continuation of State Route 94. So it's very easy to come off the freeway and maintain that speed coming into downtown.
A witness says the car flew through the intersection.
Because they were traveling at a very high rate of speed. I'm saying at 80, maybe 100 miles an hour. They were going. It was a blur. I saw that car just go, and we heard the impact.
This is one of the city's 13 high crash intersections, with 5 injury or fatal crashes in 2024, with more than 9,000 vehicles entering daily.
We cross this like every day, pretty much.
People who frequent the area say it's dangerous.
Have you ever had any close calls?
A lot, frequently. Or at least if there was like a sign for us to cross, like, you know, like a light, because that'd be easier.
Last week, the city's traffic engineering team outlined safety recommendations for each high crash intersection and is prioritizing the projects. It recommends a full traffic signal for 15th and F Street. The $2.7 million project is fully funded and already under construction. It will add traffic signals, pedestrian and vehicle indications, and push buttons at 15th and Broadway, F Street, and Market. It's expected to be completed in 2028. But for now,
it's a good reminder for everyone, me and you, that we need to pay attention to our speeds when we come into these downtown areas.
Just look to the direction the freeway is coming off. If you can, go further down the street.
Alex Lai, CBS 8.
Yeah, let's all do our part. Alex, thanks. Still ahead, San Diego Unified announces new protocols to crack down on human trafficking, what the district is doing. Thanks for staying with us as we continue to take you around San Diego. Attorney General Rob Bonta was in San Diego this week announcing the results of a major sex trafficking bust throughout the state that ended in dozens of arrests. Sex buyers were the target of this coordinated multi-county effort. It happened between January 19th and 24th with undercover officers from nearly 24 agencies. We are told 120 people were arrested statewide, 105 of which were arrested across San Diego County.
Let's be clear, human trafficking is happening in our communities, behind closed doors and in plain sight. Survivors face coercion, fear, fraud, and violence, and far too often they're treated as criminals rather than as victims.
Yeah, District Attorney Summer Stephan also noted members of the Sex Crimes and Human Trafficking Division work around the clock to reduce demand and rescue victims, some as young as 12. And San Diego Unified just announced updated human trafficking prevention practices in hopes of making it easier for victims in the district to come forward. The district is refreshing staff training on warning signs and response techniques in a webinar. Next month, this is happening. They are warning students most at risk of being exploited, including the unhoused, students of color, and those who identify as LGBTQ+. Also, students, parents, and staff can now report suspected cases through a new online portal, which may encourage more people to speak up.
Information will be received by someone on our team who has the expertise in human trafficking and the capacity to respond with empathy and resources.
The district also plans to launch a campaign to educate students and their families about human trafficking and reminding them where they can go for help. Help is out there. Well, teachers and parents in the San Diego Unified School District are also fighting to address understaffing in special education. Hundreds rallied in front of the Education Center there on Normal Street ahead of the most recent board meeting. Teachers with the San Diego Education Association have voted to go on strike for one day in February if the district does not address staffing issues. They say they are worried that without proper resources, some students may fall through the cracks.
We want to tell the district and show the district that we need more support from you. We just want our students to get what they need.
San Diego Unified earlier this month announced that it will close schools on that day, February 26th, to honor the strike. Teachers say they are also fighting for better wages and stability in schools. Well, a group in one North County city is looking to make streets safer after a series of tragedies. As CBS 8's Steffi Roche reports, they are now working to bring red light cameras back to multiple locations in Encinitas.
A new California law now gives cities a clear path to reinstall red light cameras, and advocates say it is needed here in the city of Encinitas. The issue of red light cameras is set to be discussed at an upcoming Encinitas Mobility and Transportation Safety Commission meeting. Safe Streets Encinitas is proposing red light cameras be installed at Encinitas Boulevard and El Camino Real and Lucadia, both sites that previously had red light cameras.
Any of you guys inquire?
Laura Van Dusen, a founding member of the group, tells me it's all about accountability.
It really just wants to focus on safety and have drivers pay attention to driving safely, and Encinitas needs that really badly.
But not everyone is on board.
Definitely not a fan. I'm not sure what the laws are, but I feel like if you're getting a ticket, there should be somebody witnessing that act.
Under the previous red light camera system in Encinitas, it made enforcement difficult. Community grievances included the use of facial photography, moving violations, fines of $500 or more, and citations for right turns on red. Van Dusen argues that under California SB 720, which went into effect this month, red light camera policies are improved, more effective, fair, and focused on safety. Under SB 720 or the Safer Streets Act, facial photography is eliminated, civil violations are issued, so no points on your record or insurance, plus fines are capped at $100, including all administrative fees.
I think it's really smart to have in a city like Encinitas because it's a very nightlife-centered place, and there's a lot of drinking. You never know if anyone's drinking and driving.
Jojo LaCicero and Bruce Ravote are supportive of the reinstallation of cameras.
It really captures what the naked eye can't see.
Van Dusen says the group was founded after a series of deadly crashes in Encinitas, including one that claimed the life of 12-year-old Emery Shalakian.
What motivates me is knowing that doing the work like this has the potential to save other children's lives in the future.
The issue will be discussed at MTSC's meeting on February 9th. From there, the commission will vote whether to recommend this proposal to the City Council. For now, reporting in Encinitas, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Steffi, thank you. Coming up, a new lab is helping local researchers examine what is in our water. We'll get an inside look in this Earth 8 report. Welcome back to you. A groundbreaking water research facility is taking shape right along the San Diego River, and it's giving scientists access to something they've never had before, real water in real time. So in this Earth 8 report, CBS 8's Vanessa Paz shows you how this new lab can lead to cleaner waterways and smarter solutions.
Just steps from the San Diego River, a new kind of research lab is rising, designed to study water not in a classroom, but right where it flows. It's called One Water Lab, and it's been a vision years in the making at San Diego State.
Here in San Diego, what we're doing with water, it's at the cutting edge, and it's one of the reasons I applied to the job at San Diego State University.
Natalie Ladanov is a professor of environmental engineering at San Diego State.
It's been our dream for, I think since before COVID.
Unlike traditional labs, this one is built around access, direct access to the San Diego River, stormwater runoff, and even wastewater.
So here they are putting in the sewer line that we will have direct access to wastewater that will come to the One Water Lab, which is in the background there, and then we'll be able to work with it for our research purposes and then return it back to the sewer.
Just next door, this massive biofiltration basin is already doing quiet but critical work, collecting stormwater, then treating it through different layers of media. That process could help researchers tackle one of today's biggest environmental threats, microplastics.
Currently, they capture larger plastics, but we want to be able to capture smaller fragments and even microplastics. and particles like tire wear particles that are increasingly a pollution source.
While the lab itself will be about 400 square feet, the research footprint is much larger. It will serve as an outdoor learning space featuring rainwater harvesting systems, stormwater treatment demos, and even research into nutrient recovery, turning waste into fertilizer.
It is a living learning laboratory, so there's definitely the research component, but there's the educational outreach.
The project is funded by a $2.6 million grant from the San Diego River Conservancy and could be a model for universities nationwide.
On behalf of the other SDSU faculty who will also be working here, I think we're really excited for this to finally come to fruition and to bring students out here from SDSU and from the community, from our elementary schools, and really enjoy this and interact with our SDSU researchers and students.
That was Vanessa Paz there reporting, and construction is expected to wrap up by early summer of 2026, with hopes to expand even further through partnerships with industry and government. Hey, before we let you go, a woman from San Marcos is a pediatric neurologist by day who swaps her scrubs for a crown on the weekends. Dr. Aaliyah Frederick has won the title of Miss Black California USA 2026 and is competing for the national crown now. Her college-age daughter encouraged her to compete in a beauty pageant. Then she won her very first one in 2019 and has won several state, national, and international titles since.
I've learned a lot about myself through competing, and I really see that growth over the years. So it's really been a really fantastic experience for me.
Bravo, brains and beauty. Dr. Frederick developed a mentoring program at Rady Children's Hospital. She'll compete for the national title of Miss Black USA in August. We are rooting for you, seriously. San Marcos, get after it. Hey, well, that will do it for us. Thank you so much for your time, as always. Thank you for staying informed. It's as important as ever. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take such good care.